Welcome to Summary Central, where we turn the world's most useful books into calm, thought-provoking audio experiences you can enjoy anywhere while driving, walking, or hiding from your inbox. This is your 15-minute summary of 168 Hours You Have More Time Than You Think by Laura Vanderkam, a book that doesn't just talk about time management. It quietly asks, what if you already have all the time you need? If you've ever looked at your calendar and thought, nope, not possible, this one's for you. So grab your coffee, your earbuds, or that pile of laundry you're pretending to fold, and let's begin. Let's start with a fact that's oddly comforting and slightly terrifying. You, me, and Beyonce all get the same 168 hours each week. No secret celebrity time portal, no extra Sundays, just 168 hours, and somehow she runs an empire while I'm still trying to remember where I put my keys. So what's the real difference? Not time. It's priorities. We say, I don't have time, but try swapping that for, it's not a priority. I don't have time to exercise becomes exercise isn't a priority. I don't have time to read becomes reading isn't a priority. Ouch, right? Suddenly, the truth hits closer to home. The magic of Vanderkam's insight is that time isn't found, it's chosen. Every minute you spend is a vote for what matters to you. Pause for a second. Think about your last 24 hours. What did you actually vote for? And hey, no judgment, scrolling counts too. We've all fallen into the just one quick video black hole that somehow eats half an hour. But the point is, once you realize you already have time, you stop searching for it and start directing it. Where your hours really go. Let's do a bit of math. Don't worry, no calculators required. You sleep 8 hours a night. That's 56 hours a week. You work 40. We're up to 96. That still leaves 72 glorious hours that belong entirely to you. 72 hours. That's the equivalent of 2 full-time jobs hiding in your schedule. So why does it feel like there's never enough time? Because we rarely notice where it actually goes. It slips through the cracks, one email, one errand, one quick scroll at a time. Here's your first tiny experiment. For a few days, jot down where your hours go. Don't overthink it, just notice. It's like tracking calories, except instead of judging yourself for dessert, you're discovering the secret menu of your own life. When you see your time clearly, you start to realize you're not out of time. You're just spending it unconsciously. And if this already makes you want to track your hours, go ahead and follow Summary Central. We've got plenty more like this coming your way. What deserves your time? Once you can see your time, the next question is, what actually deserves it? In business, they call it core competencies, the things a company does best. You have them too. They're the activities that make you come alive. For some, it's creating. For others, teaching, parenting, designing, leading. Whatever makes you lose track of time, that's your clue. Take Roald Hoffman. He won a Nobel Prize in chemistry and also published poetry. Science and art, two worlds that seem miles apart, but both were expressions of the same curiosity. He didn't chase balance, he chased alignment. So, what are your big three? The three things that define your best self. Maybe it's family, health, and growth. Maybe it's creativity, learning, and connection. Write them down somewhere visible. Phone note, fridge, forehead, whatever works. Then, before you say yes to something new, ask, does this feed one of my big three? If it doesn't, it's probably just noise disguised as opportunity. The busy illusion? Ah, busy. Our favorite badge of honor. I'm so busy, we say, with equal parts pride and exhaustion. But studies show most of us overestimate how much we work, sometimes by 20 hours or more. It's not that we're lazy, we're just scattered. Our days are chopped into micro tasks, notifications, pings, meetings about meetings. No wonder everything feels like a blur. Vanderkam shares a story about Sid Savara, a software developer in Honolulu. He tracked his week and realized he was spending 15 hours cooking and cleaning. 15 hours. He didn't even like cooking. So he batch prepped meals, outsourced some chores, and suddenly had 2 extra days. 2 days. Imagine what you could do with that. Then there's Sarah Wagner, a mom drowning in laundry. She finally hired a wash and fold service and used those evenings to actually be with her kids. Here's the truth. Nobody remembers you for how spotless your laundry was. They remember you for being there. Take a breath and think, where do your fake busy hours hide? Is it endless emails? Pointless multitasking? The I'll just check one thing trap? Every time you reclaim a wasted hour, you reclaim a little bit of your life. Working smarter, not longer. Most of your 168 hours are spent at work, so how you work defines your life. Vanderkam noticed that thriving professionals do 3 things differently. They pick the right work, they control their calendars, and they protect their focus. First, the right work. If your job drains you every day, it's not just stealing time, it's burning energy. Find ways to use your strengths more often, even in small tasks. Second, control the calendar. Meetings multiply like rabbits. Emails never end. Top performers treat their schedule like sacred territory. They guard mornings, batch replies, and say no, kindly but firmly. And third, deep focus. Multitasking feels productive, but secretly kills momentum. Real progress happens when you give something your full attention. Try this experiment. Pick one project that truly matters. Block 2 uninterrupted hours for it this week. Turn off notifications. Hide your phone. You'll finish those hours feeling more accomplished than after an entire scattered day. And hey, if you do it, tell us in the comments how it went. I promise other listeners will want to steal your strategy. Designing a better home life. Let's move outside work to the messy, beautiful chaos of home life. Groceries, dishes, errands, the endless loop that quietly eats evenings. Vanderkam's advice is refreshingly practical. Stop treating chores as destiny. We live in an era where you can automate almost anything. Groceries can appear at your door. Bills can pay themselves. Laundry can magically come back folded if you're lucky enough to have that service nearby. It's not about avoiding responsibility. It's about investing your time where it counts. Here's a challenge. Pick one repetitive task you dislike and either automate it, delegate it, or minimize it this week. Then, use those reclaimed hours for something that actually fills you. A hobby, a quiet walk, an unhurried meal with family. Time isn't money. It's meaning. And meaning deserves your best hours, not your leftovers. Designing a better home life. Let's move outside work to the messy, beautiful chaos of home life. Groceries, dishes, errands, the endless loop that quietly eats evenings. Vanderkam's advice is refreshingly practical. Stop treating chores as destiny. We live in an era where you can automate almost anything. Groceries can appear at your door. Bills can pay themselves. Laundry can magically come back folded if you're lucky enough to have that service nearby. It's not about avoiding responsibility. It's about investing your time where it counts. Here's a challenge. Pick one repetitive task you dislike and either automate it, delegate it, or minimize it this week. Then, use those reclaimed hours for something that actually fills you. A hobby, a quiet walk, an unhurried meal with family. Time isn't money. It's meaning. And meaning deserves your best hours, not your leftovers. Now, let's make this real. Close your eyes for a moment. Unless you're driving, please don't. And picture the week ahead. 168 fresh hours waiting to be shaped. Start by blocking your essentials: sleep, work, meals. Then place your big three, those areas that make you proud of who you are. Finally, sprinkle in small joys, laughter, rest, something that doesn't have to achieve anything. That's how you live your 168 hours on purpose. And if you found a bit of clarity today, tap follow or subscribe, not just for me, but as a reminder to yourself once a week, give your mind something nourishing. Because awareness isn't a luxury, it's the starting line. And you already have the time to begin. Use it wisely.